Hopefully I'm live right now. Hopefully I'm live right now. Hi, am I live right now? I'm extremely worried. Hopefully I'm live. Oh yes, I'm live. So hi everyone. Hi. Gosh. Is there a connection problem or something? Hopefully. Oh gosh. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm hearing the ee sound. I'm sorry. I don't know what is happening. Well, anyways, let's start this video. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for coming over to my live stream. Hi. Hi. Alright, let's get started. Gosh. Hopefully everything is good. Hopeful, just hopeful. Okay, a bit more towards. Okay, seems like all good. I need to cut my hair soon. Maybe next week or something. I need to cut my hair. Hair a bit too long lah. We'll see. Maybe next week lah. Okay. Anyways, my deepest apologies for the start of the intro being so. The start of this live stream being so. Not the best. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. So how is everyone doing? Once again, my sincerest gratitude. Thank you so much for coming over to my live stream. Thank you. 단단 kokoro hikareteku sono mabushi e garu ni. Oh gosh. Yeah, can you see the? I need to clean my camera, my webcam soon. Not sure if you noticed, right? There's something with my webcam. If I put like this, you should be able to see it. There's something with my webcam. There's a small smudge there. Need to clean it. Maybe next week as well. Next week, because next week, if I'm not wrong, next week I can finish up with all the game theories, film theories, food theories, like keep up to date lah. So, yeah. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Is everything okay? Hopefully everything's good. Hopefully, just famous last words. Okay, let's go. Audio check 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Don't fall for it again, Matt. Not again. Sure, that
Not
bag
again.
of Doritos.
Alright. Audio check 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it works.
Don't fall for it again, Matt. Not again. Sure, that
Not
bag of Doritos.
Okay, there's a offset. There's a really unfortunate offset. Let's focus. Today's live stream probably is gonna be like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. 3 hours. It's gonna be 3 hours. So next is the Dorito. So. Sorry. New chat over here. Hi. Hi. Thank you so much for coming over to my live stream. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Pawa Vada. Am I pronouncing it correctly? I'm very sorry. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you so much for coming over to my live stream. How are you doing? Right now I'm going to react to the food theory, the YouTube channel, the Food Theorists. They came out 2002. The video that came out in the year 2021 last year. So let's start. Like, I hope that you can learn something new from this video as well. Let's go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey. Sorry. One time. Hey everyone, it's me, and today let's consume some Doritos together. Let's go. Average grocery store.
Fall for it again, Matt. Not again. Sure, that bag of Doritos looks like a deal there on the shelf, but you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna open it up, and it'll be 84% air and 16% chip. Happens every time. Don't let them get the better of you with some cheap psychological trick, Matt. Don't let them hurt you again. Have some willpower. Do not buy those Doritos. No!
Oh, Matthew, tell me you didn't just eat an entire bag of Doritos by yourself.
Relax, Steph. It was 84% air. They all were.
Oh wow, that's locked. Come on, man. Come on. That's too much. I'm
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Food Theory. Hi. Thank you so much for being so supportive.
The show that's here to crunch the numbers that matter most to your stomach. Friends, of all the first world problems out there, there are exactly 2 that I believe should be upgraded to the rank of actual problem. One being that pizza boxes are too large to fit inside a normal refrigerator, and the other being the outrageous amount of air inside of chip bags. And yes, it is indeed outrageous. We went ahead and tested it. Busted out old water displacement method and everything. We found the average volume of sealed Doritos bags to be 3,274 milliliters. Meanwhile, the average volume of the chips with all the air vacuumed out was just 525 milliliters. That means 84% of what is inside that bag is air. 84%. Wrap your head around that one, friends. That is the equivalent of having a microwave delivered in a refrigerator box. Like, why? Why are chip manufacturers so incredibly wasteful with their packaging? Why on earth would they willingly pay for more packaging material than necessary to shoulder the cost of shipping air all across the world? They could easily ship the same amount of Doritos in a bag half the volume, so why don't they simply do that and pay for half as many trucks? Surely there is a reason for this that makes dollars and cents, which leads me to wonder, are chip manufacturers using deceptive packaging to trick consumers into paying more for less? Like how those seemingly huge chocolate bunnies you get around Easter always wind up being hollow, or how the pepperonis on frozen pizza always seem to be denser when the packaging is clear. On the other hand, maybe Frito-Lay actually has a good reason for selling us bags filled with mostly air. And if so, I am all ears. Hollow, chocolatey ears. But we need answers, and that's why today Food Theory is rolling up its sleeves, getting its hands dusty, and carrying out an experiment that'll answer this chippy little question once and for all. Are Doritos bags fair, or are they full of hot air? Not to go all clickbait on you, but the answers are actually really surprising. Now, an important thing to note about the quote-unquote air inside of a Doritos bag is that it's not actually air, it's truly nitrogen gas. Now, if that sounds like a dangerous substance for your food basket, don't...
No, nitrogen gas makes up most of the gas that we inhale, exhale in the air.
Don't worry, it's fine. In fact, 78% of the air filling your lungs at this very moment is nitrogen gas.
See, the majority of it is nitrogen gas.
Oxygen only makes up about 21% of the air that we breathe. Why fill chip bags with nitrogen gas, you ask? Because chips are actually able to stay fresh longer in an oxygen-free environment. O2 molecules like to create chemical reactions with all sorts of different partners, and
Yep, a lot of oxygens, a lot of chemical reactions.
these reactions are a big reason why food tends to go stale. N2 molecules, on the other hand, are more stable. They don't tend to react with other molecules nearly as easily.
See, you get a point, right? If you have a lot of oxygens, a lot of chemical reactions. Now, if you have little oxygens, little reaction. The more you know.
Plus, aerobic bacteria can't survive without oxygen, so that's a little perk of the job. Long story short, nitrogen gas plays a super important role inside your Doritos bag. But still gotta wonder, does there really need to be so much of the gas in there? Sure, chips may need an oxygen-free environment to stay fresh, but why couldn't nitrogen gas fill a smaller bag with the same number of Doritos inside? Appropriately sized bags can be oxygen-free too, you know. Which brings us to the other role that nitrogen gas plays inside our Doritos bag, slack fill. Ever notice how your chip bag is filled almost all the way, but it's never completely inflated and stretched out like a balloon? This is actually by design, and it allows the nitrogen gas to exist as a relaxed cushion around your chips, protecting them from damage during transport. Leaving the bag slightly underfilled prevents the bag from popping too easily, especially when it's traveling at high altitudes where atmospheric pressures diminish. Now, I can definitely understand why you wouldn't want your bag of Doritos to pop before it gets to the store, and I also get how a pocket of air could help protect Doritos if something were to impact the bag, but what about if the bag gets shaken? Having empty space surrounding the Doritos seems to fly in the face of everything we know about safety equipment like, I don't know, seat belts, which are designed to keep passengers snug in place so they don't rattle around inside the vehicle during an accident. Maybe I'm just grasping at straws here, but I'm just not convinced that Frito-Lay would inject that much air into their bags just to make sure that the chips don't break. For one thing, nitrogen gas doesn't seem to be doing a heck of a great job protecting the chips from breaking. I sent field researcher Luke out to examine 3 dozen 9¼ ounce bags of Nachos Cheesier. By weighing hundreds of full unbroken Doritos, we were able to determine that an average Dorito chip weighs 1.81 grams. The contents of a single Doritos bag average 241.5 grams, a bit less than the 262.5 that they claim on the packaging, meaning that our Doritos bags would have held an average of 133 full unbroken chips when they were prepared at the factory. But by the time they made their journey from the factory to the grocery store and eventually to Luke's house, only 33.1% of the chips managed to stay intact. 67% of all the Doritos we bought were broken by the time that the bag was opened. This means that while a typical Doritos bag leaves the factory with roughly 133 unbroken chips inside, only about 33 of them arrive at the destination fully intact.
But you must understand that this is just, these experiments results may vary. But having said that, I'm just glad that MAPAT put out this case, because even though results may vary, it's under typical situations, typical circumstances, average places.
100 break along the way. And look, I get that broken Doritos aren't the worst thing in the world. It's not like we're talking about fine china or a PS5 that gets rendered useless when it breaks in half. In my experience, broken Doritos are just as delicious as unbroken Doritos, but still, 67% breaking strikes me as a pretty high casualty rate for a product that supposedly fills its bags with a special gas in order to prevent that very thing from happening. I just can't escape the feeling that at least part of Doritos' goal here is to trick consumers with oversized, deceptive packaging. And so, we designed an experiment to test whether all that extra airspace in the bag really helps, or if a different amount of gas might actually be more effective at keeping your Doritos intact. We began by gathering every single unbroken Dorito from all 36 Nacho Cheesier bags. It took a while, but luckily there were plenty of broken Doritos available to munch on whenever hunger struck. We then took 133 of those unbroken Doritos chips and sealed them away inside an empty bag. This, theoretically, is how a typical 9¼ ounce Doritos bag begins life in a factory, before any of the Doritos actually gets broken during the transport process. We called this one the average bag, since it was filled with the average number of Doritos. We made 2 other average bags, each with 133 unbroken Doritos inside, then sealed all 3 bags with 2,749 milliliters of atmospheric air, giving all of the bags the average 3,274 milliliters of total volume and the typical 84% air to 16% Dorito ratio.
I just love it that he mentions about atmospheric air, because you could have filled the entire thing with, I don't know, some other gases included, like concentrated oxygen.
Yes, we took this way too seriously, but if we don't take it that seriously, who else will? And yes, just so we get everything on the table, we used atmospheric air instead of nitrogen gas. But we decided not to worry about it since keeping the Doritos fresh isn't a concern for this particular experiment. We then prepared a second set of Doritos bags much the same way, except we only put about half the normal number of Doritos inside, 67. We called this set of 3 bags the fewer chips bags since, pretty self-explanatory, they only had 8% Doritos by volume.
But having said that, right, maybe more oxygen can help? Maybe.
Finally, we prepared 3 more chips bags, which contained, go figure, more than the usual amount of Doritos inside. Originally, we'd planned to put 266 unbroken Doritos, or twice the average amount inside each of these 3 bags, but we ran into a problem. The chips wouldn't fit. That's right, despite the fact that 266 Doritos takes up way less volume than the bag's capacity of 3,274 milliliters, they were so awkwardly shaped that they simply couldn't all fit inside without being broken first. See also our film theory episode on the coins in Scrooge McDuck's money bin for a deeper dive on this exact concept. And why yes, we do parody the DuckTales theme song in that episode. Thanks for asking. Anyway, in the end, we had to reduce the number of Doritos in our more chips bags down to 163. That was the absolute maximum number of intact Doritos we were able to fit inside each bag. And to even get that many in, we had to carefully line them up side by side tightly against each other. Our more chips bags ultimately wound up with 20% Doritos by volume, but gotta admit, it was not easy. And honestly, the whole process of refilling the Doritos bags made us realize something really important. 133 unbroken Doritos is basically the maximum number of chips that can fit loosely in a Doritos bag. It was actually pretty tough to get the bag closed with 133 loose chips inside in the first place. We had to shake it down a fair bit to make it work. Sure, there's a lot of air space inside the bag by the time it travels to the store and makes it to the grocery cart, but that's because a lot of chips have broken by that point. Look at it from the perspective of the worker at the Frito-Lay factory. Every bag they ship out from the factory is probably filled to the brim with perfect unbroken Doritos. So it was at this point in the experiment that we first felt a twinge of guilt about making this episode in the first place. Somewhere in the back of our minds, we began to understand that Doritos wasn't actually trying to trick us with deceptive packaging. They were actually just doing their very best to get the delicious tortilla chips out to the people of the world. Nevertheless, we choked back these sentimental feelings because science doesn't care about your feelings.
But I care. My deepest apologies. I am sorry.
We pressed onward. Now it was time for the fun part. Putting our experimental Doritos bags through a series of tortures. Alright, it was just like 2 tortures. Also, they weren't really tortures. We just kind of recreated the jostling and squeezing a real Doritos bag might encounter during the shipping process. After some trial and error, we developed 2 tests that, when carried out back to back, inflicted the perfect amount of damage. Since the real-life Doritos bags from the store averaged a breakage rate of 67%, we tweaked our Dorito tortures such that they broke approximately 67% of the Doritos in the average bags as well. First Dorito torture, pressing. We gently laid a 25-pound or 11.4 kilogram weight on top of each Doritos bag for 10 seconds.
I just love it that MapPad mentions both LBS and kg, so that audiences from all around the world that uses different type of metrics is able to understand it. So thank you so much, MapPad. Thank you so much, the team behind the game theories episode. Thank you. The film theories, the food theories. You get the point. Sorry.
This low-impact, high-pressure stress test was designed to assess how well each bag's air cushion protected the Doritos inside. Judging by the amount of crunching we heard from each bag, it's fair to say that the fewer chips bag, which contained the fewest Doritos and the largest air cushion, had fewer Doritos broken during the test than the other fuller bags did. The second torture, highly scientific test, was to drop the bags onto the ground from a height of 8 feet. This sudden high-impact trial was meant to test the seatbelt theory, that Doritos packed tightly into a bag are better protected than loosely packed Doritos. Finally, after all bags were dropped, it was time to open them up and assess the damage. First up were the more chips bags, and these guys had a rough time under that 25-pound weight.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't expecting a whole lot of Doritos to be intact, and I was certainly right to think that. Of the 163 Doritos we packed inside each more chips bag, only 33 of the chips made it out unscathed on average, for a breakage rate of nearly 80%. Next, we opened up the average bags. By design, 33.3 chips per bag made it through our Doritos tortures unbroken, for a breakage rate of about 75%. So the average bag clearly outperformed the more chips bag. Not only was its breakage rate lower, but the average average bag actually produced more unbroken chips overall, which is surprising since it had fewer chips to work with. Last but certainly not least, we had ourselves the fewer chip bags. Well, I guess they actually are least since they have the fewest number of chips, but whatever. I still think they're pretty great. Anyway, an average of 14.7 of every 67 chips made it through intact, giving the fewer chips bag a breakage rate of 78.1%. That's right, theorists. The average bag, patterned after the way Frito-Lay actually fills their bags in real life, performed the best, hands down. Packing more Doritos into the bag resulted in a higher percentage of broken Doritos. Placing fewer Doritos into the bag resulted in a higher breakage rate as well. The kicker is that the average bags produced an average of 33.3 unbroken chips per bag, the highest number of intact chips of any of our 3 competitors, period. So at this point, I'm busting out the couch and the sad music because this YouTuber owes Doritos an apology. Since the dawn of the internet, chip makers have been getting dragged for putting so much air into their chip bags, and I guess I got wrapped up in it all. Yeah, I'll admit it, when I first set out to make this video, I figured it would wind up being a bit of a takedown episode that showed how Doritos packaging is deceptive and doesn't actually help protect the chips. But the numbers are in, and Doritos straight up slapped me down on both fronts. Today's experiment demonstrates that the slack fill approach can't keep most Doritos in the bag from breaking, but the 84% gas to 16% chip ratio does cut down on chip breakage more than other fill ratios. So hats off to you, Doritos. I'm sorry that I ever doubted you. And hats off to our sponsor for today's episode, Noom. Steph and I have been using the health program Noom for a couple months now, and this thing is sneaky effective. It has this way of suggesting tiny little life changes that snowball into big legit health improvements in our lifestyle. See, I'm not exactly what you call a diet person. I mean, clearly I'm not. I just spent the last week testing entire bags of Doritos. But gotta say, I have been really impressed with the simplicity and approach of Noom's program. Like the other day, the program suggested that I should just try working my favorite green food into my diet. Joke's on them, my favorite green food is green M&Ms. Booyah! No, but in all seriousness, it's broccoli, closely followed by asparagus. Seems too easy to actually work, right? And yet here I am 4 days later in the recording booth. I just finished eating breakfast and I worked spinach into my morning eggs for the 3rd consecutive morning. And I think that's because Noom's approach is different from anything I've tried before. They're really focused on disrupting behaviors and routines using proven psychology and cognitive behavioral therapy practice.
Psychology and cognitive behavioral therapy practice is just wonderful, because note that us human beings are just habitual creatures. So what we did yesterday, we'll probably do it today. What we did today, we'll probably do it tomorrow. Yesterday I speak English, today I'll probably speak English. I can't suddenly just Italian language. I can't.
And this is by no means the most impressive part of their program, not even close, but something that's been shockingly helpful for me is how it lets me track my water intake. I've been trying to get better about drinking water since forever, and this Noom is somehow getting me to finally do it. Anyway, if an app that uses psychological tactics to lead you to a healthier lifestyle sounds like your cup of tea, take your free 30-second quiz using my link in the description to get started today. So far, the program has been really clicking with Steph and I. Who knows, maybe the Fourth Theory channel will wind up being fitness related, huh? Fitness theory? But seriously, just follow the link in the description to take Noom's quiz to get yourself started. Again, it is literally 30 seconds long and completely free. And while you're doing that, always remember, it's all just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. Wow, my pet actually hinted it that maybe the 4th theory may be a fitness theory. Multiple times. So maybe, I don't know, he have not created, he have created GT Life, he have created the game series, he have created the film series, he have created the food series. Why with the 5th one? Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch, very knowledgeable and informative. I learned a lot, did you? If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have any share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit! And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye! Well, thank you all so much. Subscribe! You're the best. Grab hop lore. Last week I did.
This year on April
Last week we just covered GrabHub lore. This is mid 2021. Yeah, mid 2021. Middle of 2021.
This year on April.
There you go.
Earlier.
Hi everyone, it's me, and today GrabHub beer cherry together. And let's start in 3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's watch GrabHub beer cherry together. Let's go!
Earlier this year on April Fool's Day, Food Theory released an episode about Grubhub's bizarre 3D animated campaign. Some of you theorists out there dubbed the episode the new Sans' Nest. Now, I won't say we don't deserve that, but what I will say is that new Grubhub evidence has come to light. Evidence that confirms our theory and then some.
I just
Wow.
opened this up and I just see this.
No way.
Hold up. There's a USB drive in here.
Wait, there is?
Yeah.
No way.
Buckle up, because the deep well of Grubhub lore just got a whole lot deeper.
Oh my god, that's awesome. This video came out in the year 2021, mid 2021. So let's go.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the
Hello internet, welcome to Food Theory. So hi. I'm sorry. Let's start.
show that officially has merch now. That's right, theorists. Behind the scenes, we've been busy cooking up Food Theory t-shirts, reusable cups, pizza plushies, and my personal favorite, aprons. And let me tell you, I'm not blowing 84% hot air here, theorists. That is 100% swag. Friends, we went all out with our Food Theory merch. Feeling a little salty? Then you're gonna love our Ramen Champion t-shirt. You ever had a big gulp? Well then try a Theory Gulp. It's one in a collection of 3 heavy-duty, reusable, dishwasher-safe Food Theory cups that are much better for your brain, not to mention the environment. Your soft and squishy pizza plushie will become your new best friend. True story, he was inspired by Slice, my New York pizza plushie that I've had since my theater days. This guy's been with me since before we started Game Theory, and now you could have a slice of your own for whatever journey you're about to start. And the apron. The apron is my absolute favorite. Look at the stitching on this thing. Heavy canvas, nice and long, double pockets. I mean, this thing screams kiss the cook without even saying it. And if I'm being honest, this is the Food Theory merch item that I've gotten the most use out of by far. It's hot grillin' summer, and Dad Pat's basically been rocking this Food Theory apron non-stop since Memorial Day. If you're
Yeah, this video came out in the mid of 2021, so summer.
If you're at all interested, make sure you check them out. The items are listed directly below this video, and who knows, if you guys are excited about this Food Theory merch, then maybe some Food Theory cookware might be coming down the line. That would be so cool. Alright, so that's super exciting.
But having said that, please do remember that right now it's in the year 2022, and this video came out in the year 2021. So I'm sorry.
Exciting thing number 1, super exciting thing number 2 is the mysterious unsolicited package that arrived on my doorstep from Grubhub a week ago. I cannot stress this enough, theorists. This episode is 100% hashtag not spawn. Grubhub somehow tracked down my address and sent me this cryptic
Do not, under any circumstances, please don't dox. Please don't.
package with the word confidential actually scrawled across the front.
You don't do that. You do know that, right? Because there's different kind of level of classifications. There is unrestricted, restricted, confidential, secret, top secret, and then above is eyes only. Yeah, and then if you go down unrestricted, below is what? I think it's like public knowledge or something like that. I'm sorry, I need to do some revision.
Never did I think that this would become my life, but I guess
So confidential is just one level above restricted.
this is what I get for firing off an April Fool's Day theory linking the Grubhub cinematic universe to the Jimmy Neutron cinematic universe. And yes, for the uninitiated, I said Grubhub cinematic universe. For those of you who haven't seen the episode or have successfully scrubbed it from your memory, the basic gist of the story is this. Grubhub recently released a series of ridiculous commercials featuring 3D animated characters, which led to a tidal wave of remarkable internet memes. Great internet minds figured out that there are actual relationships and backstories to these characters, aka actual Grubhub lore. And
What?
where there's lore, there is MatPats. We took it from there, picking up on some key details that suggested the cast of the 3D animated Grubhub commercials was in fact the cast of Nickelodeon's 3D animated hit show Jimmy Neutron just 20-ish years in the future. And I know that sounds crazy, but honestly it's only the second weirdest Nickelodeon 3D animated nostalgia meme that's making the rounds at the moment. The first is that Backyardigans song that recently took the #1 slot on Spotify.
Castaways. We are castaways.
Anyway, for a deeper look into
one
our
more.
take on the Grubhub lore, definitely go watch the full episode where we laid it out piece by piece. Now, when I first opened this confidential package, I was hoping it would be one of two things. Either complete verification that our theory was true, or complete verification that our theory was wrong. I'll be honest, Chicken Sandwich Guy has been making regular appearances in my nightmares for the past 3 months, and I am more than ready to put this chapter of my life to rest. But alas, the contents of the package only pulled me in deeper, to the extent that I'm concerned Grubhub might become the FNAF of the food theory channel. So
FNAF! I just love it that he included the game terrorist reference. Five Nights at Freddy's, so yeah, the more you know.
oh, for better or worse, theorists, let's unpack this envelope together. The first thing I pulled out was this.
What?
The movie.
Oh my god, that's so cheeky. I can't believe they did that.
Yeah,
Oh, they circled a red.
that's the bag that I concluded killed Milkshake Lady, though Goddard and the crowd seem to have disappeared by the time the image was captured. Grubhub apparently wants us to look into that tan house in the background, or maybe they mean something else in the vicinity, like the blue car. It's worth noting that the tan house and blue car are shown in the commercials that we analyzed in the first episode. They're just easy to overlook since they're mostly obscured by the crowd. We double-checked this house and car against a lot of the cars and houses of the Jimmy Neutron verse and came up empty-handed. Next out of the envelope was this extreme wide shot of the entire town. Another source for clues, it would seem.
Oh, is this like, wait, is this like a Where's Waldo now?
No, I think they're giving us
no.
like the city layout. I think we're gonna have to identify where the city layout is and stuff.
By the way, we could
Oh my god, this is like literally challenge accepted.
find the tan house in this wide shot, but we may have located the blue house with the red roof that's directly next door to the tan house, way down there in the right-hand corner. Still don't know what any of that means, though. We'll talk about that later in this episode. But that's certainly not all that was in the package, not by a long shot. Grubhub also included a whole slew of fun props like Goddard blueprints that suggests that he indeed is the brown dog in the Grubhub commercial. A save the date that suggests Milkshake Lady and Taco Guy, aka adult Jimmy Neutron, did in fact go through a bad breakup, and even a receipt that included a purchase of a purple Flurp, aka the signature drink of Jimmy Neutron. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in here, and the clues obviously all link the GCU to the Jimmy Neutron universe. Now, at this point I do want to add this. Food Theory reached out to Grubhub after we received the package. Grubhub verified that it was indeed sent by them, which means that all of this, all of it, everything contained inside the package, like this striped shirt that's eerily similar to the McSpanky's uniform in the Jimmy Neutron universe, is now part of the Grubhub cinematic universe. Sorry folks, this is canon. Nothing we can do about it now. Think about it this way. The creative minds behind the MCU have decided that Hawkeye wears Oakley shades, Bose headsets, and drives an Acura. Whether we like it or not, that's the way it is, because that's their call. Likewise, if the creative minds behind the GCU say their dog placed an order from a taqueria in Bedford, Texas, near the supposed location of Jimmy Neutron's hometown of Retroville, that's their prerogative, and who are we to say otherwise? Incidentally, Bedford Bedford, Texas is a major link to the Jimmy Neutron universe. Though it's never explicitly stated in the show, there's good reason to believe that Retroville, Jimmy Neutron's fictional hometown, is located in Texas. Not only do we straight up see Jimmy Neutron blast off from Texas on a map, but the show's real-life production studio, DNA Productions, was located in Dallas, Texas. So when Grubhub references Bedford or includes a plane ticket to Fort Worth in their confidential package, it's pretty clear that they're linking the GCU characters to the greater Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which means that they're linking the GCU to Retroville. So yeah, that is a pretty big connection. But the biggest find from the envelope had to be this.
Oh god, there's a USB drive in here.
Wait, there is?
Now, what you need to understand is that we here at Food Theory scoured the internet high and low for every 3D animated Grubhub commercial in existence. But it turns out there's at least one more commercial out there. A commercial that, as far as we can tell, has never been released. That's right, theorists, the thumb drive contained the animatic for a never-before-seen Grubhub commercial connected to this whole conspiracy. Okay.
But is it possible? Is it possible that inside is just a virus? So let's be careful about it, shall we? Please be understanding. A mysterious thumb drive can be quite deadly.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with what an animatic is, it's basically a lightly animated storyboard, sometimes with an audio soundtrack. An animatic will often get produced before the final polished animation takes place. This way, the entire creative team can be on the same page about the story, the camera angles, etc. For instance, here's a scene from Incredibles 2 with the animatic and final scene side by side. Now, given that the file name for this animatic was GH Unreleased MP4, it seems Grubhub intended to produce this commercial at one point but changed their mind for whatever reason. But I cannot
GH stands for Grubhub.
overstate how exciting it is for Food Theory to get our hands on this. Even in animatic form, another unaired Grubhub commercial helps round out the GCU that much further. So what exactly is in this ad? Well, it features a lot of familiar faces from the ads that you already know and cringe love. Chicken Sandwich Guy, Milkshake Lady, and one of the college-aged characters that we'll call Burrito Guy. But the animatic stars a character that we didn't talk a whole lot about in our first Grubhub episode, Salad Lady, who, as we established, is actually the adult version of the Jimmy Neutron boy genius character Cindy Vortex. Now, the plot of the 30-second Cindy Vortex ad is pretty straightforward. She orders pizza off the Grubhub app, then floats up into the sky, which, of course, is actually a magical Grubhub red space. And there, Cindy Vortex and her Grubhub pals fly around and eat food. There's a handful of uniquely shaped clouds populating the red space sky. There's the Grubhub diamond, which we see in many Grubhub ads, including this one. There's a chicken leg, maybe a mushroom or broccoli kind of thing. But then there's this cloud, a perfect smoke ring. Yeah, maybe they were going for a donut, but that doesn't change the fact that this here is a literal example of a vortex, folks. In fluid dynamics, the term vortex describes fluids or gases that rotate around an axis. Think whirlpools, tornadoes, and yes, smoke rings, which means that there is a blatant vortex Easter egg in the Cindy Vortex ad. What am I supposed to do? Not make a Food Theory episode about it? Okay, so might it just be a coincidence that there's a circular cloud that bolsters our Salad Lady as Cindy Vortex theory? Sure.
But you must recognize it's quite coincidental, right? It's quite coincidental. I don't know.
But we have no choice but to toss it onto the pile of other GCU Jimmy Neutron coincidences. And that pile is getting pretty tall at this point. Now, there's one last item in the package that we should probably discuss here. This image of Taco Guy's dog, who we've established is actually an updated version of Jimmy Neutron's robotic dog Goddard. Now, clearly this picture shows mechanical components in Goddard's body. But the really interesting thing is that aside from the leg, this shot is virtually identical to a screenshot from an existing Grubhub ad. But surely both can't be true. Goddard can't both have a visibly mechanical leg and a normal looking leg. Or can he? See, this image of a mechanical dog, which again is now GCU canon, actually bolsters a theory that I wanted to include in the first Grubhub episode, but ultimately wound up cutting for time, and also because it was pretty far out there, even for that episode. But this package from Grubhub has given me the confidence I need to keep pulling on these kinds of threads, so I'm just gonna take the opportunity to surface the theory now. In our first GCU episode, we focused focused mainly on 2 Taco Guy ads where he's Taco Guy. He has taco posters on his walls, he eats tacos, tacos are kinda his thing. But here's the twist. There's another commercial in which tacos aren't his thing. Wendy's is his thing. And when you see the Wendy's commercial alongside the taco commercial, it's immediately obvious that the characters' movements are completely identical in every way. And this, I would argue, is another massive link to the Jimmy Neutron verse. See, it's well established that Jimmy Neutron is capable of cloning himself. We see him create 6 of them to help do his chores in episode 31. Now, these so-called clones all come out exactly like Jimmy, but with a couple things slightly different.
Different hairstyle, different characteristics.
While his clones often had different hairdos, or different personalities, or different voices,
I'm walking here! You got a problem with that?
they were, for the most part, pretty easy to confuse with the OG Jimmy at a glance. Now, I'm not suggesting that Wendy's guy is just some Jimmy Neutron clone living a similar life in an apartment across town. There's more to it than that. The characters' movements aren't similar, they're identical. This has gotta be a parallel universe situation. Like somebody cloned the entire world Taco Guy lives in, and that cloned world came out just a little bit different. And that, friends, is exactly what happens in episode 54 of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. One of Jimmy's clones, Evil Jimmy, straight up clones Earth, creating a parallel world identical to Earth in every way, except for the fact that everything's evil.
For a truly memorable wedgie, apply a set of common household jumper cable. What coming, you? No, stop!
Jimmy Neutron saves the day by trapping Evil Earth and Evil Jimmy along with it in the dark matter dimension where they presumably exist to this day.
You're not gonna get away with this, Whippy Dip. You can't keep an evil clone down. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
So the logic here, if you can call it that, is that the Jimmy Neutron cinematic universe has parallel universes. Therefore, the GCU has parallel universes. Each parallel universe is slightly different from one another. In one, you may have a version of Jimmy that loves Wendy's instead of tacos. A third universe might feature a version of Jimmy that still loves tacos, but his dog has visible machinery on its hip. Kinda makes you wonder which universe is the evil one. Tacos or Wendy's? Is Wendy's evil? It's a theory for another day. At any rate, the long and short of it is this. We really appreciate Grubhub sending this package to us. It was a lot of fun to go through and analyze. It bolstered our existing Grubhub theory in a lot of blatant ways, but also in a number of subtle ways. I sincerely hope that Grubhub has more 3D animated commercials in the works, because it feels like there's a lot more left to unpack here. The coincidences just keep piling up, and eventually I believe that we'll reach a tipping point that convinces even the most skeptical theorists out there.
But case in point, you must recognize that maybe it's a planned coincidence, or it's just a genuine coincidence. A bit sus.
With that, there are 3 particular pieces of information that I'm gonna make available to you right now, Theorist Hive Mind, because honestly, we weren't sure what they were trying to tell us. The picture with the house circled, the wide shot of the town, and the all-new commercial animatic. All of them are worthy of further analysis, and especially the city and home shot, we're not sure what Grubhub is trying to tell us with those. So that's why we here at Food Theory have uploaded these 3 files in their entirety and full resolution for you to sink your teeth into at home. The links to all those are down in the description below, along with the most important link of them all, the link to Food Theory merch. Don't forget to check those out, friends. I'm telling you, the apron is just in time for grilling season. And of course, pizza plushie season is year-round. Will we eventually be able to crack the interconnected lore of the Grubhub cinematic universe? Feels like we're only one brain blast away. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Grubhub. Wow. That's really interesting. Wow. That's incredible. Ding dong. Grubhub. Wow, that's really detailed. Oh, that's interesting. The creativity and uniqueness is just there. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below. If you have any share with us, don't forget to follow my channel, and I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that is just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Subscribe. Alright, thank you so much to you, RG. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining back to my live stream. How are you doing? Thank you. Alright, so right now I'm reacting to the Food Theorist episode from 2021. Yeah, 2021, last year. This is about how to build. Oh, this is going to be 22 minutes long video, 21 minutes long video, 50 minutes, okay, mid video, 11 minutes short video, okay. Long, mid, short, okay, four videos to watch.
Don't screw this up, Matt Pat.
I'm sorry. Wow, that was perfect outro. Yes, I know, right? I know, right? I have to NG so many times. I think you also saw, right? I think you also saw how many times I have to NG. Okay, so side note, NG if you're not in the industry, right? NG stands for no go. That means if you have one NG, you have to retake one time. You have two NG, people will kill you. You have three NG, something is screwing up. Someone is screwing up bad time. So I have to NG multiple different times. But look at bright sides. I am the director, I'm the producer, I'm the scriptwriter, I'm the lighting, I'm the I'm the cameraman, I'm the microphone guy, I'm the boomstick guy, I'm the actor. I'm the everything is into one. So yeah, the more you know. Thank you so much, URGs, for coming over to my live stream. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? This about wait, since you're here, do you have any recommendation, any suggestions, any ideas on how to start my introductions? This video is called Food Theory, the correct way to build a burger. Any introductions, I'm open to ears. Any introductions, any creative suggestions? Yeah, just comment anything down. I will take into consideration. Oh! Hi everyone, it's me, and today... Oh? I'm doing good, how are you? I'm doing kind of good as well. Okay, room for improvements. Trying to be better. Yeah. Trying to be better, yes. You probably have better ideas than I do, but I'm thinking. Sure. I'm always open to suggestions. Of course, under proper circumstances lah, correct? You don't expect me to suddenly put in like planets in a Food Theory episode, right? Can you? I was like, it's like cosmic galaxies, something like that. A bit quite a link, quite a link. The link is not there. Oh, sorry. Maybe like we are finding out the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty. Huh, interesting. Okay. I'm going to use that. Thank you so much. I'm going to just over it. We are finding the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty together. Alright. Okay, let's go. In 3, 2, 1, and start. Burger! Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's make a burger together! No, a perfect burger together! Well, maybe you can find the... NG. Maybe like we are finding out the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty. How do I include it? Let's find the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty. One more time. Let's find the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty together. Okay. So that's good. Okay. And I think, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's find the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty together! Yeah! Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's make a burger, a perfect burger together. I bite my tongue. And I think, one more time. I just want to give a suggestions, and I'm listening to a suggestion. Yeah! Let's make a Let's find out the secret recipe. Let's find out the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty together. Alright, okay. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Let's find out the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty together. Yeah! Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's make a burger together. No, a perfect burger together.
Don't screw this up, Matt Pat.
Gordon
Ramsay is watching you, judging your every move. All right, let's try to think about this logically. In what order should a burger's ingredients be stacked? If the lettuce is on the bottom, it'll catch the juices and keep the bottom bun from getting soggy, right? But if the lettuce is on the bottom, it could block the flavors above it from reaching the taste buds. Should I spread sauces on top of the bottom bun or under the top bun or both? And the cheese, it goes on top of the patty, right? Of course it does. What are you, some kind of under patty sociopath? Although, maybe that's what Gordon Ramsay wants us to be. Okay, focus up. Where do the onions go? Time to make a decision, Matt Pat. Time to... Oh, nice. He died of boredom during my interior monologue.
Okay!
Oh, man, it got cold.
Aww. Both cold and boring, so, yep. Time is some action! Yeah!
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Food Theory! Hi! Thank you.
The show that strives to be well done, unlike your burger. Theorists last summer, Food Theory went to great lengths to determine whether gas grills or charcoal grills were superior. This year, we have a new challenger entering the ring, Traeger, our sponsor for this video, who saw that episode and shipped out one of their Ironwood 885 wood pellet grills to me out of the blue, basically telling me that if I'm serious about reaching my final Dad Pat form, I'm gonna need to up my grill game. And I gotta say, they nailed my personality in a grill exactly. It's a
from that pet become that pet.
Wi-Fi enabled grill that I can control with my phone. With my phone, people, just boop, and it's set at the right temperature. It is science and tech and food, and I kinda love it. They also call the Wi-Fi technology Wi-Fire technology. Even their dad jokes are on par with mine. Also, can I just mention how the packaging turns into a cardboard playhouse? It's brilliant because so much of my life at this point is cardboard waste. So well done, Traeger, thinking about us family men.
The grill is slowly emerging, but more importantly, Ollie's new playhouse is being unboxed. Oh, this is so cute.
Ollie is definitely gonna love this, and I gotta admit, I'm a little bit jealous that he gets to play inside this thing. Anyway, because this is a brand deal and I wanted an excuse to try this puppy out, today we've concocted an episode that's got me on an all-day grill-a-thon, cooking up the summer staple, hamburgers. But today is all about what happens when those patties leave the grill. Food Theory is a channel all about optimizing your food experience, even the finer nuances that don't always get a lot of consideration, which is why today we're tackling proper burger stack order. Now look, I get it. The order in which your burger ingredients are stacked might seem nitpicky and pedantic, but there are real reasons why this matters, people. Nobody likes their burger falling apart before it gets to their mouth, and stack order plays a huge role in that. I cannot tell you the number of delicious burgers that have been ruined for me because the sauces and the lettuce mixed together to create like a slip and slide for the patty, and it whoop out of the bun. Plus, there's the whole matter of how stack order affects the bite experience itself. Two burgers with identical ingredients but different stack orders can result in two different experiences. Bun sogginess, lettuce crispness, heck, certain flavors could even become more pronounced depending on the location in the stack. The way I see it is that there are two types of people out there in the world. Those who worry about the order in which their burger ingredients are stacked, and those who don't. If you're part of the latter group, don't fret, because it turns out there are plenty of people out here worrying about this on your behalf. We got proof of this a few years back when a Twitter user by the name of Thomas Bechtel made this astute observation, quote, "I think we need to have a discussion about how Google's burger emoji is placing the cheese underneath the burger while Apple puts it on top." And well, that conversation definitely happened. Bechtel's tweet blew up, articles were written, and basically the entire internet weighed in on how awful Google's burger emoji stack order was. And it worked. Google corrected their burger emoji in the very next Android update. Plus, all the other burger emojis wound up getting dragged into the conversation, allowing the nitty-gritty subtleties of burger order stack to be discussed out in the open. Bechtel's thread attracted an array of opinions, such as, lettuce on the bottom is an abomination. Lettuce protects bun from becoming soggy with meat juice. The hot meat makes the lettuce wilt. You need the tomato as a buffer from the heat. The Samsung one is even worse, lettuce between the burger and the cheese. It's from top to bottom, lettuce, cheese, tomato, onions, burger. Bottom to top should be lettuce, tomato, burger, cheese. Any other way is sacrilege. Suffice it to say, the internet did not reach consensus that day. People basically agreed that the patty should go between the buns.
Like, come on, man. This is just an emoji. Like, let's not take it too seriously, shall we? I am sorry. My deepest apologies. Please forgive me.
And that was it. So obviously the world needs a definitive answer to this hamburger humdinger. That is why today food theory is gonna determine precisely what the optimal stack order is once and for all. Now,
The optimum stack order!
before we can test different burger stack orders, we're gonna need to agree on a standard set of ingredients. This is easier said than done because there's really no one with final say on the subject. Get it together, hamburgers. The National Hot Dog and Sausage Council over there rules over all wiener-related things with an iron fist. Someone from your camp needs to step it up. And no, it is not gonna be this guy. Granted, a great number of foodies and chefs have strong opinions on what should and should not go on a hamburger. But even they can't agree on something as simple as whether ketchup should go on a burger or not, let alone any of the other ingredients. But weirdly enough, there is a lot of ingredient agreement across the various burger emojis. I mean, just look at them all side by side. They all basically have the same stuff in different orders. Buns, patty, cheese, lettuce, tomato. And I see you, WhatsApp, going into more detail than the others. You've added ketchup and possibly onion underneath it. Honestly, I'm cool with all of these ingredients. They all feel like solid examples of what you'd find on a typical burger, especially here in the US. But I also want to toss two other classic ingredients into the mix for the sake of today's experiment. Pickles and mayo, which will add some height and some slipperiness to the burgers to help separate the burger stability men from the burger stability boys. Alright, so now on to the fun stuff. Let's select which stack order is best. The first one we're gonna call the Whopper with cheese stack. This one's pretty straightforward. If you order a Whopper with cheese at Burger King, you get a burger with the exact same ingredients that we're stacking today. From bottom to top, the Whopper with cheese is stacked like so. Bottom bun, patty, cheese, pickles, ketchup, onion, tomato, lettuce, mayo, top bun. Also, this happens to be a very popular stack order amongst the burger emojis. Facebook, Messenger, and Microsoft all stack their emojis with the patty on the bottom, with cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce above. And after Google got shamed into changing their burger emoji, they went with this stack order as well. Considering how many emojis in world-famous hamburgers are patterned after the stack order, it definitely feels like the Whopper with cheese is like the #1 seed in this competition with a great shot at winning. The next stack order we're gonna test is a little something I like to call the WhatsApp Ramsey. Gordon Ramsay did not give us permission to use his name for this burger, but deep down I kinda hope it makes him angry enough to call me a donkey to my face, thereby fulfilling the last item on my bucket list. Our thinking with this one is that the stack order of WhatsApp's burger emoji and Ramsay's quote perfect burger are actually pretty similar, with the lettuce leaf on the bottom, a tomato on top of that, then the patty, then the cheese and onion on top. Now, there are obviously some differences between the two burgers. For example, Ramsay grills his onions, whereas our test burgers are gonna use raw sliced onions. Also, Ramsay's burger doesn't use ketchup, whereas the WhatsApp burger emoji does. Ramsay does place a lot of importance on using sauce to glue the burger together at multiple levels, however.
How many times have you seen guests that have opened up a burger and they try to put ketchup or mayonnaise? Once you've assembled a burger, you can't break it down. You've got to put it together and eat it nice and whole.
So we're gonna borrow that tactic with our sauces, mayo, and ketchup. In the end, our WhatsApp Ramsay burger goes bottom bun, mayo, lettuce, tomato, then another touch of mayo.
A touch. just a touch.
Followed by the patty with the cheese melted on it. On top of that, we'll put pickles, onions, then the top bun with ketchup applied to the underside for gluing purposes. One last note, Gordon Ramsay finds pickles too acidic for his perfect burger, but again, we're more concerned about the integrity of our experiment today. Our next burger's a fun one. I'm calling it the Krabby Samsung Stack. See, if you look at the Samsung emoji, they do something weird. They put a piece of lettuce between the meat and the cheese, but here's the thing, they're not alone. There's another sandwich that you might be familiar with that's stacked in the exact same way, the double Krabby Patty with the works.
I can't put a patty on a bun with lettuce, cheese, onions, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and top bun together in that order.
Now,
Wait, he mentioned mustard.
I'm not gonna try to apply a whole lot of logic to this. SpongeBob calls it a double, but there's still only one patty. Instead, I'm just gonna swap the mustard out for mayo and call it a day. The Krabby Samsung starts with a bottom bun, then a patty, lettuce, cheese, onions, tomato, ketchup, mayo, pickles, and top bun. Finally, I wanna make sure that we pit the Apple burger emoji head to head against the original Google burger emoji. The off chance that Google was right all along and actually created the best burger stack of it all. So with this in mind, I came up with the Apple hat stack and the Google hat stack. Basically, both of these burger stacks begin with the ingredients exactly as presented in their respective emojis, but wearing a hat made out of the other necessary ingredients. So the Apple hat stack begins with the bottom bun, then lettuce, patty, cheese, and tomato, exactly as the emoji shows. But then it gets its hat of ketchup, pickle, onion, mayo, top bun. Same story with the Google hat stack. We start with the emoji exactly as presented, bottom bun, cheese, patty, tomato, lettuce, and then it receives the exact same hat setup. Ketchup, pickle, onion, mayo, top bun. So, you excited to put these burgers to the test? Probably not as excited as Steph and I are because we actually get to eat them. We'll be judging the burgers in two categories. For lack of a better term, we'll call the first category taste. Granted, all the burgers should taste nearly identical given the fact that they'll be grilled the same way and constructed with identical ingredients, but the taste category is going to take everything the mouth senses into consideration. Taste, texture, temperature on the tongue. Basically, it'll consider the whole symphony of senses going on in your mouth. Steph and I will give each burger a score of 1 to 10 for taste, with 10 being the best. The second category will be structural integrity. Nobody likes a burger that falls apart easily, and stack order is important. A burger may earn up to 5 points in the table wiggle portion of the test, and it can earn an additional 5 points during the actual eating phase of the test. So with all those rules outlined and our contestants lined up, it's time for that sweet, sweet Dad Pat grilling montage. What do you think, Steph? Do I look good?
You look like such a grill master right now.
Yeah.
Give me like sort of a hardcore look. The grill dance.
Grill dance.
Smells so good. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I can't. I'm attached to my microphone.
Yeah, me too.
One of these days we'll get wireless microphones. Today is not that day. We eventually made it back into the house where we began assembling our 5 test burgers. First up was the Whopper with cheese stack.
Okay, ready? And squish.
So that's one. Show it off to the camera, Steph.
Ooh. Oh, it is a beautiful burger. It is really, really nice.
It looks visually really good.
It looks great.
But the combination of onion, ketchup, lettuce, and pickle, I think that's gonna create a little slip and slide for the burger.
I love a Whopper though.
Let's set that one aside because next up, what's up, Ramsey?
It looks also good. I'm just hungry.
It is the same combination of ingredients. They all are. Here we go. This is the Krabby Patty Samsung, the Krabby Samsung. This is the SpongeBob approved method.
Oh no.
It was a good SpongeBob, right? Matt? No! And then finally, pickles and bun.
What?
Right? It's a slippery, sloppy mess up top. Slippery,
Oh,
sloppy.
it's so wet.
Ew, so wet. All right, there you go. Huh, Krabby Patty. Double Krabby with cheese.
That's not what I expected.
Alright, that's not what I expected as well. So let's keep this family friendly and wholesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Double Krabby Patty with cheese.
Last two. Google hat. This is the original Google emoji. The problem that everyone has with this one is that the cheese is on the bottom bun.
which seems odd
It's
to a lot of
closer
people.
to your tongue, actually, which I kind of appreciate because sometimes cheese gets lost in the burger.
That's what I was thinking. I think this one might actually have a substantially different flavor than the other ones because the cheese is hitting your taste buds first.
Some of these are getting kind of precariously stacked. Like these are very high.
Krabby Samsung has already fallen over, and I don't know why.
Come on, Krabby Samsung.
Look at this. It's already fallen. Lastly, apple hat. Onion.
Okay, onion. 1, 2, and 3.
Then mayo on the top bun.
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 Mayo on the mayo on the mayo on the top bun.
Mayo on the mayo
Oh
on the mayo
no,
on the
that's
mayo on
just
the
we
mayo on
can't.
the
No,
mayo
this
on
is
the top
this is
bun.
just too white. I just can't.
Mayo on the top bun. Mayo.
Oh my gosh, it's super cringy, but I just love it that both of them, the chemistry of the interaction is so funny to watch. Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It's very cheerful, joyful, but super cringy, super cringy.
You think this is why some people on the internet call me a lol cow? As in one who they can milk for the lols?
Oh, that's so accurate. I hadn't even heard that.
I'm a lol cow.
Okay, here's the last burger. You guys.
Apple burger.
This channel is a lol cow. I feel like this whole channel.
Our udders are full. Milk us.
These kind of farmers are.
I'm leaving. My microphone doesn't stretch far enough for me to actually leave the frame any other way. Okay.
Mayo on the top bun.
That's super cringy. That's super cringy.
Everything right now.
All right, and with that,
Everything is awesome.
our setup is complete. Time to eat.
Well, not
Time to
quite.
eat.
First, Steph and I put each burger through some quick table wiggle trials. This highly scientific test was in no way subjective and gave us insight as to how our 5 test burgers hold up once they're plated and headed to your table. The
Yep. Case in point, results may vary. I am very sorry. Please forgive me. My deepest apologies. I'm sorry.
Google Hat Stack and the Apple Hat Stack performed the best here. Each score in 5 out of 5. The Krabby Samsung, not so much. But then at long last, it was time to test these delicious wood pellet grilled burgers with our mouths.
So you got 5 stability points.
Okay.
10 taste points for a whopping total of 15.
15 possible.
Let's do this, starting with the Whopper with cheese. Here we go. Okay, good. This is just the onion flopping all over. That's not. Okay, here we go.
anybody's fault.
So, I'm not getting any cheese at all in this, and I think it's because the burger is blocking the cheese. Like, the cheese is right in the middle,
It's completely sandwiched. You never actually get the cheese. I totally agree.
right? No, I'm getting a lot of the acidity of the top ingredients, the onion, the pickle, and I'm getting the meat of the burger, but I'm not getting any cheese or any of those central ingredients out of this one,
Yep.
which is really interesting.
This is very onion forward, and you get onion, you get pickle, and you get meat in this one, which are good, but you completely miss out on the cheese, and I don't really taste a lot of mayo or anything like that either.
We gave the Whopper with cheese stack a 7 out of 10 for taste and a 4 out of 5 for how well it stayed together while being eaten. Added to its 4 out of 5 in the table wiggle test, the Whopper with cheese stack scored 15 out of a possible 20.
All right, round 2.
Round 2.
Got ourselves the Ramsay burger.
Oh, that was a juicy sound.
Wow. I am shocked by how different it tastes. The bottom of the burger hits your tongue first. It really does. And so here, because this one has the lettuce on the bottom, as well as the mayo and the tomato, especially the tomato.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of tomato, and it's covering up the burger, actually, which is wacky.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm eating a tomato sandwich rather than a hamburger.
It is so weird, you guys. Try putting the tomato on the bottom of your
wild.
burger, which no one ever does. You never put a tomato on the bottom of your burger.
Excuse me, Gordon Ramsay.
But except for Gordon Ramsay. Fine, Gordon. I see your point. It is a really tasty burger, but it is not what I would think of when I want to bite into a burger.
The WhatsApp Ramsay stack earned 7 out of 10 for its extremely different but equally good taste, and a 1 out of 5 for staying together while being eaten. The wet tomato, lettuce, and mayo down at the bottom wound up turning the bottom bun into a muddy paste. With 3 table wiggle points, the WhatsApp Ramsay earned 11 out of 20.
Round number 3, Krabby Samsung.
This is a
fascinating.
huge burger.
So
also.
while Stephanie takes the bite, I gotta say, Some food theory episodes, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna find something really interesting. This one, I'm like, I'm curious, but I also don't think we're gonna result in any sort of weird difference, right? They're 5 burgers, all with the same ingredients. Maybe one will be soggier than the other or whatever, but like ultimately, how big of a difference?
I just love it that MatPat is just and Stephanie just let me taste it. I just love it.
Is the burger stack order gonna result? Honestly, I'm shocked just from these first 2 alone. It was literally like trying 2 different sandwiches because one had, yes?
Stephanie's like, come on, look, focus.
Yes.
It was totally different again.
Are you kidding me, really? Biting into it, I was taken through the order of what I would expect a burger to taste like.
This is the only one where I got any hint of cheese,
100%.
by the way.
Yes, I got the cheese on this one.
So putting the cheese, you guys, away from the burger actually gives you more cheese taste. It's not a joke. Like,
for as skeptical as I was about like who puts the cheese on the lettuce, it's actually really brilliant.
It made a big difference.
Huge difference. From a flavor standpoint, I'm gonna give this a 9.
The structure of this one sucks, so like put a toothpick in this puppy before you go and eat it, but you know, it's good.
The Krabby Samsung stack earned big points for taste, but low scores in both of the structural integrity categories for a grand total of 14 points. Then it was on to the Google Hat stack.
That's weird.
Tasty.
That's real
Seems
weird.
delicious, yummy.
Are you getting a lot of bread?
Yeah. Sorry.
Do we need another bite? Here, I'm gonna try for another bite.
It's real strange.
I don't understand.
I don't get it. Because I exactly agree with Steph. I bite this burger and I literally get none of the ingredients.
I know there's other stuff in my mouth other than bread and meat, but that's all I taste.
Why is that?
Why?
I'm getting like, at best, like a little pickle. So maybe
I just love it that MatPat and Stephanie is just thinking like existential crisis about emoji meme.
it was appropriate for the internet to cancel this one out of existence because it practically canceled itself out of existence, to be honest.
We wound up giving the Google Hat just 3.5 points for taste, but it scored a halfway respectable 12.5 overall thanks to being a pretty structurally sound burger.
Okay.
Last one,
Last
Apple
one,
Hat.
Apple Hat.
Want me to
Go
start
for
this
it.
one?
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
Here we go.
Okay, so the shtick with this one was
Solid.
kind of there was no shtick. This is basically the way that you would do this if it came off of a grill, to be honest.
It's more flavorful than the Google one, but not as flavorful as any of the others.
I totally agree. This one feels sweeter for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the onion is coming through a little bit more.
Right?
And we were very equivalent with how much onion we put on all of these. And I've been really trying, the reason these bites have been so big is that I've been trying to
Get all
get
of them.
everything in one bite. I don't taste the cheese at all. Again, I don't, and we got this is sharp cheddar cheese. This should stand out as about as much as you would expect from any normal barbecue like burger in your backyard. And I don't taste it in any of them.
I just love it that the chemistry between MatPat and Stephanie, these two couples, husband and wife, is so strong. It's like Stephanie is eating, MatPat is a if MatPat is eating, Stephanie is it's just helping each other's out. Thank you so much. You're the best.
I don't get it.
Krabby Samsung was the only one I got.
Couple power.
Yeah. Are we gonna tally up the points and see what won?
Yeah, so Matt behind the scenes tallied up the points, and apparently we have a 2-way tie for first place, which is the Whopper with cheese and the Apple Hat stack.
Now, I think that should come with some caveats, friends.
I agree.
So structurally, Apple Hat did very well. Whopper performed, I think, sort of upper middle range across the board in all of them, and that's what landed these two at the top. If you're going from a flavor perspective, though, we had a pretty clear winner.
Yeah, the Krabby Patty formula in real life actually works. It produced what in both of our palates was the signature flavor of a burger, where you're getting all those ingredients clearly delineated out. So there you have it, friends. What seems like a minor point of optimization in your day-to-day life can actually yield a pretty substantial difference on your plate.
But recognizably, results may vary from ingredients to ingredients, different type of buns, different type of cheese, different type of meat involved. Yeah, take this with a grain of salt. Thank you so much.
But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Special thanks to Traeger, the sponsor for today's episode. Sure, it does burgers, but this is a serious grill that is way more versatile than that. We've only had it for a few weeks, and already I've used it for roasting veggies, salmon, steaks. Steph, for years, has been wanting to test out grilling our Thanksgiving turkey, and now we finally have the perfect grill to do it on. If it goes well, that should probably give me enough dad points to achieve my final form. Honestly, though, I can...
It's like Dragon Ball. It's not even my final form yet. It's over 9,000. I
cannot say enough about this grill. Not only does the wood-fired food actually taste better in my opinion, but it takes the biggest frustration that I have with grilling, lack of temperature control, and it removes it entirely thanks to the settings and phone app. I can get my grill to whatever temperature I need effortlessly and with a ton of precision. And I know I mentioned this earlier, but it had the best...
It's such a smart way to reuse this box too. So while you're assembling your grill, they left a hole for you to place your beverage, your chilled beverage, so that while you're putting your grill together, you can have a refreshing brewski.
Can we just start a grill unboxing channel, Stephanie?
It is a premium product that feels really special and so far has seriously delivered on the results. So check out Traeger's wood pellet grills at TraegerGrills.com as well as their YouTube channel for recipes and tips. And always remember that it's all just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch, quite unique and special with a very new, interesting and entertaining twist to it. I find it very enjoyable to watch. Do you find it enjoyable to watch? Thank you all so much. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel and hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye! Thank you so much. Yeah! Wow, that's a long video. That's a very long video. That's 25 minutes. So hi, thank you so much, Solomon. I'm back again. Hi! Okay, next is, I'm doing good. How are you? You probably have better ideas than I do, but I'm thinking, yeah, I included yours one. So thank you so much. Thank you. Next. Maybe like we are finding out the secret recipe to Krabby Patty. Haha. You dare to say it? I just wanted to give a suggestion. Oops. Sorry. Anyways, let's continue. This another video is going to be very long as well. It's 21 minutes. Gosh. So right now it's 12:06 p.m. Hopefully I can finish this before 2 p.m. I guess. 1:30 p.m. Hopefully lah. Hopefully. So next is let's eat a buffet.
Theories 1. Theories 1. Food theory. Food.
Hi everyone, it's me, and today fun fact. Do you know Warren Buffett? Sorry. Fun fact. Do you know Warren Buffett, right? Okay. The one of the few richest guy in the world. Billionaire. No, sorry. Multi-billionaire. Yeah, the individual. Warren Buffett. Because I heard of a lot of news. I read about him. Different interviews here and there. It's like welcome. Mr. Warren Buffett, Sir Warren Buffett, thank you, sir. Mr. Buffett, Mr. Warren, so and so forth. I go, okay, so it's Warren Buffett. My friends, try saying Warren Buffet. The more you know, I guess. The more you know. Hi everyone, it's me today. Let's celebrate. Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's celebrate with a buffet. But how? Let's find out together.
Food Theory's 1 year YouTube anniversary is fast approaching, but here's a little secret, friends. Steph and I actually shot the first Food Theory episode 2 years ago. See,
before the global pandemic period.
back in the summer of 2019, we made an episode about all-you-can-eat buffets, just to see if this whole wacky food theory thing had legs. Yes, that is me on a green screen sporting my pre-St. Jude livestream haircut. Our worry at the time was that it would be tough to make food theory episodes visually interesting. Game theory gets to show a bunch of
What do I even...
game footage and characters. Film theory gets to show a bunch of TV and movie clips, but food just kind of sits there, you know? Like, I guess you could do an Italian theme to like a spaghetti or pizza episode, but really not a whole lot to go off of. But I do think it's safe to say that at this point our fantastic editors found a way to make it work in the traditional theorist style. So green screen Matt Pat went the way of the dinosaur pretty much immediately. Though legend has it that if you say his name 3 times into a mirror at 3 a.m., green screen Matt Pat will appear to you. I am gonna make you regret those words. So anyway,
Oh my god, he looks so young. Knowing that this video came out in the year 2022. This video came out in the year 2021. Right now it's in the year 2022. But it was filmed in the year 2019. So it's 3 years ago. Wow, he looks so young.
Anyway, we made this episode back in 2019, then a year later in 2020, we launched this channel in the middle of a global pandemic. And since nobody was going to restaurants at the time, we decided maybe it wasn't the best idea to lead off with a buffet episode like we had planned.
It's kind of inappropriate. I'm just glad that this kind of common sense is... Thank you so much, the team behind these videos. You're the best. Thank you so much. You're the best.
But now that buffets are opening back up from sea to shining sea, we're taking this opportunity to release the lost episode of Food Theory, what was supposed to be one of the first Food Theory episodes ever. So please enjoy this test pilot episode of Food Theory and admire just how far development of an idea
Matt Pat thought green screen would be easy.
because boy howdy, this episode is a lot different from what the show eventually launched as. And as an added bonus, I'm also packaging in the rough, semi-incomplete first draft of the Food Theory intro. See if you can spot all 1 trillion things that we changed before we landed on the final polished version.
Oh my gosh. The original cut? SpongeBob, Brick Wall. Oh yeah!
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory! Hi! Oh my gosh! A green screen!
Show that stuffs you so full of knowledge, you'll wish you were wearing sweatpants. And since this is YouTube, studies show that there's actually a 41% chance that you are wearing yourself a pair of these, so you are
Editor, I know I am.
in good company, my friends. Today's topic is one that I take very seriously and that affects literally every single one of you out there watching right now. Now, I'm not talking about serious stuff like GMOs or superfoods that promise to make you live forever. No, the secrets that I'm sharing today will serve you much better than that. In fact, I hold the keys to the kingdom of the all-you-can-eat buffet.
You have to CGI the key. Oh my gosh.
When I tell people that I love Vegas, they ask if it's because of all the cool casinos or the drink glasses that are literally the height of a 6-year-old. I tell them no, I love Vegas because it's the mecca of the all-you-can-eat meal. And after putting some serious study time across a lot of different buffets, I can tell you the single definitive scientific strategy for getting the absolute most out of any all-you-can-eat buffet you visit.
AKA Matt Pats eat a lot. Yep, that bot.
Be it Golden Corral to my personal childhood favorite, Ponderosa. Rest in peace, there's only like 3 of you that exist. So today, consider this video your definitive guide to beating the house. Beating the house is you eating a lot at an all-you-can-eat restaurant. Do you want that fried chicken or you want the mashed potatoes? Do you want the spaghetti and meatballs or the mac and cheese? The cake or the pie? Today, the answer is E, all of the above. Today, we're exploring the very clear strategies to getting the most bang for your buck out of these sorts of restaurants, but also exploring some of the devious ways that the buffets themselves are trying to stop you from doing exactly that. Today, it is us versus them versus us. Honestly, because let's face it, if you're stuffing everything you possibly can into your gut every time you're going to one of these restaurants, you're punishing your own body just as much as you're punishing the restaurant.
Yep, it is not healthy, so please try to avoid it. Thank you so much. Please be healthy. Stay safe. Thank you.
In fact, the restaurant doesn't feel it at all, but you're gonna feel it a whole heck of a lot. But that doesn't mean we don't still need to know those answers for science, for our wallets, and for our own damn pride. Now, to begin, we need to get back to basics. How businesses work and how in a world of all-you-can-eat buffets, they make any sort of money. Because in theory, they're literally offering you the option of like 25 different entrees. Well, the basic premise of a buffet, or really any restaurant, quite honestly, is that the food you eat has to cost less at the end of the day than the money you spent to get that meal. It's pretty basic economics, right? But a lot of buffets offer stuff that seem pretty darn pricey, like steaks and seafood, crab legs. So they also have to make sure that when you're getting full, you're not necessarily getting full on those items. So how can the buffets manipulate your stomach? Well, primarily they do that by manipulating your mind. Loosen up those belts by a few notches, ladies and gentlemen, and let's start by taking a look at the basic layout of your standard buffet. Bring up that highly scientific buffet infographic.
MatPat buffet layouts. Scan quality may differ. I'm sorry.
Thing of beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your typical buffet layout, where we'll be able to see in a second that there are a few different things going on here. The basics are that at the far ends of the buffet, typically where you'd start and end your meal, you're immediately confronted with a bunch of carbohydrates, starches. Here, actually, let's roll some footage of us taking a little visit to the local buffet establishment, and you can actually see how consistently this plays out. On one extreme of that buffet, you get pastas, you get macaroni, you get corn, and on the other extreme end, we're presented with a loaf of bread, a bunch of muffins, a bit of toast. So these are our capstone carbohydrates, which are put there intentionally for two specific reasons. One, they're cheap. They are the cheapest things to make on the menu. Bread and pasta can be made in massive quantities, they keep well for long periods of time, and it doesn't matter if the restaurant has to throw some of it away at the end of the day. It is not a big loss for them. Other things to look out for at the ends of the buffets are going to be the things like rice dishes, which you'll also see providing a buffer around some of the more expensive meat dishes. Like, for example, right here, where this beef stir fry is sandwiched between cheaper pot stickers on the left and fried rice on the right. To put the cost difference of starches versus other stuff into perspective, rice, 38 cents per pound. Corn, 43 cents per pound. Potatoes, 51 cents per pound, all pretty darn inexpensive. Even if you somehow manage to eat 5 pounds of this stuff during your all-you-can-eat trip, that buffet is still gonna make a great profit margin off of your dollars. By comparison though, the lowest price of wholesale beef, $2.80 per pound in 2019. So if you're eating pounds of steak, you're starting to cost the restaurant a whole heck of a lot more. And as an added bonus, carbs tend to take up a lot of room in your stomach and also on your plate. They're light, they're fluffy, they're absorbent, which means that they are delicious, but it also means that they're gonna act like a spongy material in your stomach, expanding and making you feel full, sleepy, and like it's maybe not worth it to go back for a fourth helping of that hand-sliced kielbasa. For evidence of why this strategy helps buffets, I direct your attention to the satiety index.
The satiety index.
An actual index of the relative satisfaction and fullness that various foods make you feel. It's honestly worth doing a whole episode on this thing in particular because it can really help you with stuff like losing weight. But today, there are a couple takeaways from looking at this thing. In measuring all kinds of foods from all kinds of food categories, including desserts, veggies, different types of bread, etc., the developers of this satiety index actually concluded a few interesting things, like that oranges are more satisfying than bananas. strangely enough, but also that the foods that make you feel most satisfied are carbohydrates.
But you must recognize that this video came out in the past and right now it's in the year 2022. So things may change, results may vary. I'm very sorry.
So, by giving you lots of bread right up front, the buffet is actually already signaling to your body to tell it, end this meal, you have had enough. Stop right there. Shut your mouth hole, shut it down. On top of all of that, which is already a lot, those rolls, potatoes, huge mounds of rice jambalaya, they're all taking up huge amounts of space on your plate, meaning that you have less room for all the other stuff, the good stuff, the higher quality, more expensive stuff when you arrive to it. All of this leads to the first major rule of maximizing your buffet experience. Rule number 1, skip the bread. Skip the bread entirely. Don't be pulled in by the pasta and say, piss off to those potatoes. We are beelining it to the carving station, my friend. Which, actually, incidentally, is where buffets are imposing their second major mind game on you, portion control. It's not enough to just hide the expensive products on the buffet, and if you've been to a Vegas buffet, you'll know that a lot of times the good stuff is practically hidden in a back alley behind the casino. But when you do eventually find that expensive cut of meat or provide the secret password to receive your king crab legs, it's still not usually you who gets to decide how much is going on your plate. This, ladies and gentlemen, is where the manned carving station comes into play, where the expensive meat is usually doled out in a much more reasonable portion than the slab of beef that most of us would like to serve ourselves on that plate. Excuse me, sir, what meats do you have on the buffet today? New York strip, ribeye, skirt steak? I'll take all of them. Then they give you a little portion and then you're like, please sir, I'd like some more. It's like a modern day Oliver. And that, ladies and gentlemen, acting. The number 1 protein item that you're likely to find in your buffet line is chicken, because quite frankly, it's the cheapest, 89 cents a pound. And beyond chicken, they usually don't trust you to serve yourself. The carving station is this place usually manned by a tall, imposing guy who's essentially the bouncer of the meat. Well, he's there to serve you as much as you'd like, in theory, and thereby give you this premium eating experience. Oh, look, someone's carving my meat for me. What he's really there to do is 1, control the size of the portion you're being served so that you can't eat a whole prime rib by yourself, or even worse, waste that prime rib, take too much and then end up throwing it away. And 2, every time you want to get another helping of roast beast, you have to ask a human being to give it to you. Going up for seconds? Hey, it's a buffet, do your thing. Going up for fifths? Now your brain's telling you that the meat bouncer is judging you for your gluttony.
Yeah, unless you are like pretty thick-skinned or you ask someone else to do it for you. So I'm normally the individual who they ask, yeah, my friends, my families, yeah, the more you know, I guess.
Internally, he's like, well, look who's back. You want another serving? There are people dying of hunger all over the world, but sure, you just cramming that fatback bacon down your gullet. No problem. And so instead,
how thick is your skin? Or how strategized are you?
of asking for more like you want, you instead slink away and mumble that you'll just top up with another one of those yeast rolls. In this way, the buffet can still give you the illusion of luxury items as being all you can eat, but serving you the most expensive things in small, controlled portions. Another way that buffets do this is by serving you things on pre-portioned plates, which either take up a ton of room on your existing plate, or you have to dedicate a whole hand to holding that plate. In this way, they keep your portions small and ensure that you can only pick up like 1, 2, maybe max 4 of these items every time you return to the buffet. The last manipulation along these lines that's happening right there on the buffet line is literally from the second you start, the plate you pick up. Plates and bowls at all-you-can-eat buffets tend to be smaller than the plates that you get at other restaurants. Now, while we might initially think that this wouldn't make a difference, since, I can get as many plates as I want, that's actually not the case. According to one study, simply giving subjects a larger bowl for their ice cream led to them serving themselves and consuming 31% more.
Yep, this sort of cognitive resonance is just There, inside your brains, inside my brains.
Ice cream than those who were given a smaller bowl.
The
And
more you
those
know.
that were given larger serving spoons ate 15% more. For proof of this principle in action, think about all those self-serve frozen yogurt places that are all the rage these days. My favorite is Yogurtland, where I am, no joke, a platinum card-carrying member since
Wow.
2013. in
Wow.
fact. But when I go in, I know that the bowl sizes that they give out are enormous. They're designed to trick me into thinking that I have to fill them up. Otherwise, why did I go there if I just got a little swirl in the bottom? Then you get to the end of the line and suddenly you're paying by the weight of the yogurt in your cup, and the whole idea is that you just realized, oh wait, I served myself literally 12 pounds of yogurt. This is like a $50 bowl of ice cream. But hey,
Wow.
you know what? It's healthy, cause it's yogurt. It's not. Anyway, in the same way that Yogurtland wants me to buy like 700 ounces of yogurt and hot fudge in one sitting, is how I got to be a platinum card member in the first place, the buffet actually wants to trick me into doing the exact opposite. They give you smaller plates, they give you smaller bowls, even smaller silverware sometimes, in an effort to get you to put less on your plate and thereby eat less. This should make sense if you've ever tried this trick on a diet, where one of the most well-known tips is to put your food on smaller plates. Average dinner plates sold in stores here in the US are around 12 inches today, but buffets tend to use plates that are in the 9 to 10 inch range, a little smaller than average in the US, and enough to take our plate area from 113 to 78 square inches.
Clever strategic style. Interesting.
Meaning that you have over 20% less space for the food you want to put on that thing. That real life buffet example that we went to, plates 9, 10 inches, boom, right on target.
They actually bring a measuring tape. Ah.
Research in real life for the win. Additionally, every time you have to get up and go back to the buffet, you have to overcome some social stigma of getting more food, which even if
People can be very judgy sometimes. And if there's a current, I'm
that
sorry.
exists in your head, you imagine that the people around you, that your server, that everyone will notice, that they'll start judging you for it. So the takeaway of all these psychological mind games, first, know that they're mind games that aren't accidentally there. They are intentionally placed between you and that 6th helping of spiral cut ham. Once you recognize that you're playing a game, release that shame, ladies and gentlemen. Make friends with that meat bouncer and play like a champ. When you go up for helpings 2 and 3, mention casually that you're an ultra marathon runner. The last pro tip for becoming the ultimate master of the buffet is that to perform well, you need to prepare well. Like the professional bikers of the world train for the Tour de France, so shall you prepare your body for the Tour de Fried Chicken at the Golden Corral. At the end of the day, the biggest thing that's standing in our way at buffets isn't the psychological tricks or the peer pressure or heck, not even the meat bouncer. It's our own bodies. You may not consider buffet eating as a personal challenge, and to be quite honest, that's probably a good idea for you in the long run. But again, this whole episode is about optimizing our experience, making the restaurant hurt because you ate your meal there. And so that means you gotta go all the way. You know that feeling at a buffet where your stomach is like, hey guys, you know, we can probably stop now. And then you go up for 2 more plates and then it's like, hey, we really need to stop eating now. And then after like another 2 bowls of ice cream, it's like, nope, shut it down. Well, all of those feelings are coming as the result of a hormone called leptin. That's
Leptin. Thank you.
leptin working on your body. Leptin is released when your body has all the energy that it needs and is like, yeah, we're pretty good down here, tell the mouth to shut up. On the other hand, there's another hormone that tells you that you're really hungry and can definitely make it through another 2 slices of pie, and that hormone is called ghrelin,
Wow, the more you know, ghrelin.
otherwise known as the hunger hormone. This is kind of an oversimplified version of the system, but the basic principle going into a buffet will be like, you want your ghrelin to be really high, and you want your leptin to be really low, which is basically the fast track to overeating town. So, Captain Obvious alert, you shouldn't go to an all-you-can-eat buffet with a full stomach. Obviously. But there are actually a few other things that you can do to induce ghrelin production. One study found that subjects who are given carbonated beverages about an hour after a late breakfast produced ghrelin at a rate 4 to 5 times that of people who just drank water. And it wasn't sugary sodas that spiked ghrelin production the most. It was
Interesting. So case in point, Diet Coke?
Actually unflavored carbonated water. So all of this gives us strategy number 1, an hour before your buffet experience, chug yourself some seltzer water. Make sure that those ghrelin levels are as high as possible. And then of course we're trying to make our appetite raging. So we should probably crush ourselves a few hours on the Stairmaster, right? Make ourselves even hungrier. No. Actually, that's not right at all. Research shows that moderate exercise has little effect on ghrelin production in the body, but strangely enough, longer aerobic workouts with higher intensity actually lead to decreases in ghrelin production, even when you compare it to control groups who weren't exercising at all. Therefore, strategy number 2, lay around like a slug before you go to the all-you-can-eat buffet. Just sit there chugging your seltzer water and only eat a little. You're set, man. Maybe I should rename this as the general guide to getting diabetes. Last, when it comes to delaying the onset of leptin, remember that a buffet is a marathon and not a sprint. Sure, you might come in as ravenous as a hungry raccoon, but after 2 plates of that pork fried rice, you're down for the count. So to keep your leptin levels low, remember, stick to the plan of low carb eating. At least at the very beginning. Because again, those are the foods that are gonna fill you up the fastest. Leave those carbs for the end of the meal where they belong. Stuff like a Monster Brownie ice cream sundae, that all-important chocolate fountain. Same thing goes with sugary drinks. Skip those and stick to water, because it's not gonna affect your ghrelin levels as significantly as anything with sweetener. And lastly, while you're doing all of this, eating of beef while you're drinking your water, which sounds just like a terrible meal, but you know what? You are that determined to get your money's worth out of this buffet. Also make sure that you don't pay attention to what you're eating while you're eating it. That's right, people who are distracted while they eat, whether it's multitasking or watching a television show or whatever, they all tend to consume more than those whose brains aren't otherwise occupied. So bring yourself a crossword puzzle, paint watercolors in one hand while you crush some taquitos in the other. Or heck, watch this video to remind yourself why you're there. Not to enjoy yourself a nice meal, but to send as much of the high-ticket items down your digestive system as possible.
Distract yourself!
To stick it to whoever charged you $50 for that Bacchanal buffet. And with that, you have done it, my friends. You are now the master of the buffet. So, that said, you now know all the secrets to take on the world of buffets. Go forth and use those powers wisely. No one likes an upset tummy. So remember, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Hey friends, 2021 Matt Pat checking in. Hope you enjoyed the whole walk down memory lane, but also brand new content thing that we tried out today. But above all else, I hope you enjoyed my green screen acting. Also, can I just say, as I rewatched this episode 2 years from when we first produced it, the cringy thing that stuck out to me the most was how I literally had a pair of sweatpants slung over my shoulder for like 2 minutes at the top of this episode. Like, I mentioned sweatpants once in passing as a joke, so I don't know, let me just introduce sweatpants as a practical prop that needs to stay on screen for the entire intro. And then I decided not to get an actual key and instead made the editor's motion track a JPEG into my hand. And then later I held a practical plate in my hands but needed a motion tracked meatball to go on that plate. Like, what is green screen Matt Pat's relationship with his environment? What is real in the food theory universe and what isn't? I don't know what to tell you folks, 2019 was apparently a weird time for me. Point is, July 23rd is Food Theory's official 1-year anniversary, and I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that if you want to celebrate along with us, Food Theory merch is available right below this video, including that amazing apron as well as that adorable pizza plushie inspired by my childhood. Only available for a limited amount of time, so make sure you get those before supplies are gone. And also to thank you all for watching for the last year and for giving feedback. If the tone and style of today's episode struck you as a bit wonky, well, that's because it was made before we had the benefit of your input, which has really helped us craft this channel over the past year into what it is now. So please keep those comments coming. I know us YouTubers tend to joke about like, oh, don't go into the comments and things like that, but really, we're one of those channels that really take the feedback to heart. So thank you from me, Steph, and the whole Food Theory team. It has been a great year, and we're looking forward to serving up plenty more. Now, as your second course, I'd recommend watching the food optimization episode that wound up replacing this episode when we launched the channel. We found out which fast food French fry order gets you the most deliciousness for your dollar. Thanks again for watching. Get your dollar's worth at the next buffet you go to, and make sure you listen to your parents, kids, because if you don't, green screen Matt Pat will come for you in the night holding a JPEG of a knife.
It's not a JPEG, come on, it's a PNG. Oh my gosh, Matt Pat, come on. It's kind of cringy, a bit weird, strange, but unique. Very unique. Interesting. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very interesting and quite enjoyable to watch. I find it very entertaining as well. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel. I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A full theory. Bon appetit. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye! Thank you so much. Thank you! Alright. That's a long video. Huh, interesting. So anyways, right now it's 12:30 PM. I've still got more videos to watch. One is mid-range size, the other one is the short video. So it's quite good, it's quite good. Hopefully I can finish this before like 1:30 PM. Hopefully. The dark history of McDonald Land. The more you know. Dark history. Okay. Oh, my stomach is growling. Hopefully I can finish it before, like, as soon as possible lah. My stomach is growling, I need to eat something. Or I need to at least drink some milk or water, something. Anyways, let's start. It's about McDonald Land. McDonald Land. So, hi everyone, it's me, and today Sorry. Ba-la-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Hi everyone, it's me, and today I'm loving it. Sorry. Shall change sequence. Ba-la-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Hi everyone, it's me, and today McDonald Land. I'm loving it. But dark secrets, dark history. Huh. Hi. Why is that? Is that entire video muted? Yeah. The entire video is muted. Okay, I messed up. I'm going to have to... Okay, the entire video is muted for some reason. Okay, I messed up big time. Big time. Yep. So, the more you know, I guess the more you know. I'm going to have to re-download this video. Because case in point, because case in point, my computer is so bad that I cannot live stream myself. Both camera and like YouTube. I cannot. It's just me doing very slowly. Gosh, failed. Dang. Can a sandwich make you a bit
Great speech and all, Doc.
Okay, so I'm going to be very awkward. I'm going to need to rewatch this video. Oh gosh.
Speech and all, Doc.
So I can probably finish it before 1 PM. Probably. Okay, let's start. This is about, can a sandwich make you faster? Better. Hi everyone, it's me, and today I'm thinking of 木兰那首歌。大家同心作战，让匈奴绝望。嘿，为何这群士兵都像个姑娘？好酷的。Athlete. Athlete. Let's get down to business! Hi everyone, it's me, and today, how could I make a man athlete out of you?
Great speech and all, Doc. You had him riveted, but didn't you forget something?
Oh, this is a classic!
Your secret stuff.
Secret stuff.
Oh man, wouldn't that be great if it was real?
Yeah. Matt, are you okay?
Wow, the muscles.
Matt, what the heck did you just eat?
A peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh my god, that is so buff, muscular. Stephanie, congrats! Your husband? Yeah!
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the show that
Hello,
takes the
Internet.
crunchy parts of...
Sorry. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory! Hi.
food science and blends them with the creamy goodness of childhood nostalgia. Friends,
Space Jam.
recently I've been doing a ton of research for a Space Jam film theory, which you want to keep an eye out for, so make sure you're subscribed to Film Theory
Subscribe!
if you're not yet. But
And ring the notification bell as well. Thank you so much. Ring the notification bell. Thank you.
while I was doing it, I ran across
Ring
an
it.
interesting article about a craze that's been sweeping the National Basketball Association for the past few years.
NBA.
And that craze is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
Apparently, a ton of basketball players swear by the PB&J, claiming that sandwiches boost their performance on the court. Teams even go so far as to have their staffs prepare peanut butter and jelly sandwich buffets, which are available to the players at game time, to which I say, really? Like, there's just no way that can be true, right? I mean, if peanut butter and jelly sandwiches actually enhance athletic performance, then riddle me this. Why was I regularly picked middle of the pack for kickball at recess? I was down in PB&Js like crazy back in the 3rd grade. Now, I'm not doubting that NBA players think that these sandwiches help them. Superstition and ritual are a huge part of sports.
Case in point, you must remember that sometimes placebo effect works well.
there's no denying that tap water placebo helped the Toon Squad beat the Monstars back in 1996. But from a dietary standpoint, surely there's got to be a better source of nutrients out there.
Don't call me Shirley.
Especially for professional athletes who have team chefs on standby ready to make whatever dish is asked of them. I mean, millions of dollars are on the lines for these teams, and they're making peanut butter and jelly? Sure.
Yes, millions of dollars. And no, you're wrong. Multi-millions of dollars is involved.
The humble peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
Don't call me Shirley.
whose recipe is so simple that its name literally is the recipe,
Its name is the recipe, you
Absolute donut.
isn't some kind of mystical superfood, right? Well, that's precisely what we're figuring out today. Theorists, I want to know if there's any truth to the NBA's PB&J craze. And if it does work, I want to know why. And I want to know if there's an even better way of doing it. So it's time to get hyped, theorists. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. And peanut butter. First things first, it's important to acknowledge that the rules of nutrition are a bit different for serious athletes. The ideal diet of a professional basketball player at game time is different from the ideal diet of, say, a YouTuber at upload time. Though even I will admit that my heart starts to race whenever an episode cracks into the top 10 of trending.
MatPats. Let me read that, sorry.
For example,
Oh, I missed that, come on. Okay, MatPat's heart. Normal, MatPat on any normal day of the year. A bit faster, MatPat when he can't find his Diet Coke anywhere. Faster. MatPat whenever an episode ends up on the trending page. Oh!
For example, the USDA uses a 2,000 calorie per day diet as a one-size-fits-all number for us normies. Meanwhile, there are NBA players out there consuming basically double that amount, especially if they're trying to put on muscle mass. A typical peanut butter and jelly sandwich has 378 calories. That's 19% of the daily calories us normies need. 5 sandwiches in one day, boom, you can pretty much stick a fork in us because we are done. But for an NBA player on a 3,750 calorie diet, well, that peanut butter and jelly represents less than 10% of their daily intake.
You must remember that they're just professional athletes, and NBA players tend to be on the taller side in terms of height. So, case in point, if you are taller, you consume more energy. If you are shorter, you consume less energy. That is just fundamental fact. But it's also inclusive of what you do on a daily basis. If you are a professional athlete, you are at the top of a game, of course you need more energy then.
NBA players also need protein to help their muscles recover between games. They need energy for very specific periods of time, and as anyone who's ever seen a Gatorade commercial can tell ya, they need to replenish the electrolytes that they lose from their glowing sweat. Now, forgive me, but it's a little hard to believe that the sandwich that regularly got traded for half a granola bar at my grade school is able to answer all of those needs, but let's look at how the peanut butter and jelly sandwich got to where it is today, and maybe we'll have a better idea of what's really going on here. According to ESPN reporter Baxter Holmes' article, The NBA's Secret Addiction, the NBA's PB&J trend started back during the 2007-2008 season when a player on the Boston Celtics was complaining before a game about how hungry he was, offhandedly mentioning that he could go for a PB&J. His Hall of Fame-bound teammate Kevin Garnett overheard the comment, took it seriously, and said, yeah, let's get on that. And the coaching staff did indeed get on that because, well, when a guy as intense as Kevin Garnett wants something, it's probably best to give it to him.
So I don't anticipate you liking me. I don't anticipate you trying to be my friend, because I'm not trying to be your friend.
As the story goes, Garnett incorporated the sandwich into his game time ritual that night, had a great game, then declared after the game, quote, we're gonna need PB&J in here every game now. Now, I'd love to give you Garnett's stat line for the game, but sadly nobody seems to recall exactly what game it was. But the fact of the matter is this, the Celtics coaching staff assembled about 20 PB&J sandwiches before each game for the rest of the season.
It's peanut butter jelly time!
And the Celtics won the NBA championship that year, their first title in 22 years.
Congrats!
And this, theorists, was the beginning of a trend that would become a phenomenon.
For literal decades.
Teams visiting Boston saw the world champion Celtics had stacks of PB&J sandwiches waiting outside the locker room, and they demanded the same from their teams. And according to Holmes, some of those teams have taken the PB&J ritual to a whole nother level. Quote, the Milwaukee Bucks might boast the NBA's most elaborate PB&J operation, a pregame buffet featuring smooth, crunchy, and almond butters, an assortment of jellies, raspberry, strawberry, grape, blueberry, apricot, 3 breads from a local bakery, white wheat and gluten-free, and Nutella. The team scarfs 20 to 30 PB&Js per game and travels with the ingredients, which rookies prepare in the plane and in visiting locker rooms.
If you have to prepare so much, right? Just the ingredients alone is going to be in the tens of thousands hundreds of thousands even on just the ingredients alone. Wow!
They've even offered their players PB&J flavored oatmeal, PB&J recovery shakes, PB&J waffles, and PB&J pancakes. Buck's team chef and dietitian Sean Zell won't rule out one day making a PB&J burger. So the Milwaukee Bucks are obviously one of the teams that hopped onto the PB&J train hard, but they're far from the only ones. The Houston Rockets organization offers players PB&J sandwiches pregame, at halftime, and on postgame flights. Ditto for the Portland Trail Blazers, the San Antonio Spurs, the Los Angeles Clippers, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Washington Wizards. Holmes' article mentions how the PB&J has spread to the Orlando Magic, the Brooklyn Nets, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Lakers, the Cavaliers. Point is, a whole lot of players and organizations are on board with the PB&J.
And I just love it that Map had included both the food side of things and the health side of things. Sports and food. Yeah!
But why? And does it actually work? Well, let's look at the three components of the PB&J to see in what ways, if any, the sandwich helps players on the basketball court. The 2 slices of bread contain a fair number of carbohydrates, 26.8 grams to be precise according to the US Department of Agriculture. As the body's main source of energy, carbs are obviously pretty useful to a basketball player who's running and jumping for up to 48 minutes per game.
Yep.
White bread is also a high glycemic index food, meaning it raises blood glucose levels quickly. In short, bread equals energy now. And the same can be said of fruit jellies and jams. See, white bread and jellies contain simple carbohydrates. We discussed this at length in our reheated pasta episode, but basically carbs come in chains. Some chains are very long and complex, and others come in chains that are very short and simple. Because the carbohydrate chain in white bread and jelly is so short to begin with, the body is able to quickly break them down into individual glucose molecules, which are absorbed into the bloodstream where it can be utilized for energy immediately. Meanwhile, peanut butter is helpful to basketball players, but in a different way. Peanut butter has a low glycemic index score. Its chains are longer and more complex to break down, meaning it's going to give you energy down the line. But what it does offer more immediately is lots of protein and sodium. Not only does protein help in muscle recovery, but it plays an important role in gluconeogenesis, which is another way for your body to get glucose if there isn't enough carbs readily available. And the sandwich's 405 milligrams of sodium, one of those pesky electrolytes that Gatorade is always going on about, helps replenish the sodium that athletes lose from sweating. Alright, so maybe there is something to the whole PB&J craze, but it's important to remember that not all nutritionists agree. Case in point, nutritionist Lachlan Penfold, who the Golden State Warriors hired in 2015, rebelled against the NBA trend with a no PB&J policy, citing the fact that the sandwiches contain too much sugar. And it's true, there are 15 grams of sugar in a PB&J, most of it coming from the J portion of the sandwich. The players on the Warriors, including future Hall of Famer Steph Curry, were so passionate about their peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that they revolted and begged Penfold to reconsider, which he did. But should he have stuck to his guns? Well, there's a lot of conflicting info out there about the effectiveness of sugar on athletes, and far be it from me to question world-class sports nutritionists, but it sure seems like PB&Js have helped the NBA teams that have adopted them. Not only did the PB&J-fueled Warriors finish the regular season with the best record in NBA history, but their star Steph Curry became the first NBA MVP elected by unanimous vote. And it's not just the Golden State Warriors either. Remember how the Milwaukee Bucks had quite possibly the best pregame PB&J spread in the entire league? Guess who's playing in the NBA Finals as we speak for the first time since 1974. I'd also have to add that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches have only a fraction of the sugar that Gatorade has. And Gatorade has been made very, very available to athletes since, like, its inception, but especially during the 2021 NBA playoff games. But the thing that really gets me is this. Despite a decade of taking the PB&J ultra seriously, there's a sandwich customization that NBA teams could be taking advantage of that no one seems to be talking about. See, according to sports nutritionists at Central Washington University, the best approach is to have low to moderate glycemic index foods before exercise, and then eating high glycemic index foods and simple carbs during exercise, if you need it to sustain you until the end of the game. So following their recommendations, it would mean that the ideal way to eat a PB&J, as weird as it might seem, would be to eat the sandwich in parts. The low glycemic index peanut butter would be eaten first, prior to the game time, then the simple carb-laden breads and jellies would be eaten during game time. And if any NBA players out there are allergic or just don't like peanut butter, fear not, there are other seemingly unhealthy grade school nostalgia lunch items with similar nutritional benefits. Just take a look at the nutrition facts on the back of the Lunchables pizza with pepperoni. Plenty of carbs, similar protein content, and there's extra sodium for all you extra sweaty basketball players. Heck, pepperoni pizza Lunchables even have less sugar, which should make Lachlan Penfold pretty psyched. And of course, the Lunchables ingredients can be easily separated out and eaten at different times, which, ironically enough, is how I chose to eat these things in grade school. No joke, I never assembled the pizza, I just ate them in pieces and parts. So, dear LeBron James, I recommend you take a page out of old 3rd grade Matt Pat's playbook, eating the low glycemic index pepperoni, cheese, and tomato sauce prior to the game, and then saving the higher glycemic index crust for during the game. You're welcome, LeBron. And yes, I am fully aware that I'm telling grown men in the NBA to deconstruct their favorite 3rd grade lunch item in the most uncool way imaginable. I may or may not have had some first-hand experience in that department. I would never wish that level of uncoolness upon another person, but still, there is a PB&J arms race going on in the NBA, people. Teams are further optimizing their PB&Js each and every day. So any NBA player out there who's looking to get an edge on the competition should consider biting the bullet and eating their deconstructed sandwich the dorkiest way imaginable. And that goes for granny shot free throws too, guys. Science has proven that the granny shot, as unhip as it looks, is actually the optimal way to make a basket. In short, great things await any NBA player who dares to be tragically uncool. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Thanks for watching, theorists, and like I said, make sure you keep an eye out for that upcoming film theory episode on Space Jam. Link to subscribe to that channel is on screen right now. Not only did it inspire the food theory episode that you just watched, but just a really fun look into how Space Jam, undoubtedly one of the worst movies ever made, is actually worse than you imagine. Be sure to dunk on that notification bell before you go, and we'll see you next time.
Well, anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Yeah! Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch, very unique and special, quite entertaining and enjoyable, right? Anyways, if you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel. I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye! Thank you so much. Subscribe. 大家同心作战，让匈奴绝望。为何这群士兵都像个姑娘？你们笨拙sorry. Okay, English. Okay. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I ask for sons? I'm sorry. How could I make a man of you? I love that song. Mulan, Hua Mulan, Disney one now. Okay, so thank you. Subscribe. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this live stream together with me. Sorry. Thank you all so much for watching the live stream together with me. Thank you so much URG, thank you so much Solomon, thank you so much sorry, I hope I pronounced this name correctly. Power Yada. Thank you all so much, you're the best, and I hope to see you all in my next video, next live stream. Alright, let's do the outro. But hey, that's just a stream, a live stream. Thanks for watching. And I hope to see you all in my next live stream. Bye bye! Thank you so much. Subscribe! Yeah! And also I have to do the McDonald's and whatnot. That video was muted, so yup. Awkward. Yeah. Sorry. End stream. How could I make a man out of you? Pokemon, you must be swift as the raging fire. Sorry. With all the force of a great sweet coon, mysterious as the dark side of Mount Moon.